Hey guys, welcome for this recap for Friday. Yeah, today's a good day. Into the week, getting ready to go into the weekend. Always get some with weird price action on Friday. But if you're training your eye, using tools, learning how to use the support and resistance on your charts, you can take advantage of that price action and know when to get into that stuff. So you're in for a treat today. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more in-depth trade analysis on what happened today and what you could have done to been a successful trader and what you could have avoided on the trap of the market. And so let's jump into the price action and take a look at some of this stuff. And you can see here is the charts. It always looks crazy, right? Well, let's clean it up for you, make it simple, take away some of the good stuff that we like to use, but there we go. So I'll even take away the levels for us. Let me actually just remove these also, just so it's about as clean as it's going to get. You have your daily support and resistance lines down here and right up here. You also have your breakdown line right through here and your breakout line right up through here in the green. Then you have your opening right here on this 30-minute candle roughly. So those levels are all set. Things are going along. We're here on the 15-minute. You're getting pretty excited because things are going to go up, right? It's breaking out. Well, if you go, it's going to probably get a little confusing for you, or you might be a little lost, and this is why we use tools to help us out in this area. But if you want to manually trade and learn how to trade, this is the kind of stuff that you have to learn how to do to be able to take short windows of price action. You kind of need to know the wind needs to be in your sails for this to push you in the direction it needs to go, or push you down. It doesn't matter which way it's up or down. It needs to push you. So looking at the 1 hour and the day started, we're sitting right here in this candle. Here's our second candle. Now you got this long wick up and the long wick down. You saw all that on the 15-minute chart a minute ago. You know, a lot of energy, right? It broke out and then snapped down. Well, we needed to see, for us to get into this trade on the breakout on the lower time frames to execute on, we need this to close above this 21. You need to get above the 21 to get the wind in your sails to show that it can go up. You also want to get above your breakout. So you can see this indicator right up here in my top area of my screen that shows, it might look choppy to you. It really doesn't mean anything to us at this point. The only time it really means anything is when you want to execute. You want to start looking at the trade. Now, when you're off the hours and when the price action is just playing, this is just kind of noise on the screen. And you don't really want to pay attention to it. So this 1 hour candle is telling me what's going on. Well, let's go back in time and take a look at it. So this is the current 1 hour that did a lot of chop. So let's start with that candle. So let's go forward back into that. Here's your 1 hour. It's snapped up, snapped down. You can see it's all the way down here, and the 15-minute and the 1 hour snapped. It actually showed green if you were watching it. It showed green as it broke up here, but it didn't get the close, right? So it failed. So let's go, if we go back into that 15-minute time frame, here is that whole hour playing out since the market had opened. This is your snap up in on the 15-minute, and then we came back down. And then here is your 5-minute as well. You see the push up and come back down. So let's actually give it a little bit more clarity. You can watch the indicator that we have that works too. So right here you can see it pushing up. It looks like it's going to break out, and you're getting pretty excited. Like, hey, if I get the 5-minute close, I'm going to get into this trade. Or I'm going to use the 15-minute close, and I'm going to get into this trade. Well, the 15-minute is actually showing promising behavior. It's getting into the bullish side. It's getting ready to break above its 200. It's saying it's time to get ready to go, but you still have your higher time frames that have pressure against it. Now, the slight pressure, I'll say one thing is, this is where you got to be careful. We're not running down. We've been talking about that for the last couple of days in this recaps. You got to be careful on the market because the downwards pressure is not there. It's just in a sideways pressure, really, contentment. And we're looking at trading in this contentment, and this is where people say, hey, it's just choppy, I can't make any money. This is hard trading in the chop. And I'll admit, everybody that says it's easy right now is not truthful. It is hard to trade during the chop. But you need to understand these things, and you can take advantage of the chop. So I'm going to go ahead and go forward one candle here on the 5 minute. You can see now our 1 hour is trying to push that bearish behavior, right? So this is where I'd get excited. I want to get into this trade. I'm going to go ahead and get in. Well, that's foolish if I just jumped in right now. I always put my stop below the low of the 30 minute. If I'm going to do the breakout, I'm getting on the 30 minute low, and I'm going to put my stop there. So this is basically my trade. My entry's on that green line, and then I'm going to take it out. Well, it depends on what you want to take it out to. In this case, I would take it out to my third target on my rules. You may say, hey, you know what, I'm going to get out when it breaks into this daily resistance. It's up to you. I'd be careful because of what's happening right here. Your 4 hour daily are weak. So more than likely for it to get the energy it needs to snap through this on a Friday, probably not going to happen. So just a FYI, when you are trading, think about that kind of stuff when you're going to run into a major resistance area. Is there a lot of energy that's going to help drive, or is it just going to snap and then trade alongside of it and build energy through the weekend is really what you're going to say. So I'm excited, but I'm not entering. And the reason why is because let's go out to the 1 hour right now. It's going to be a little skewed because I'm back in time. Obviously, we know it's already breaking above this. So this candle right here is filling this wick right now in that time frame. So you can see that the 5 minute is pushing above it. So this is what's hard when you're trying to use fake time to help you out. Now this is all of a sudden it gives me the full like, let's enter, yeah, let's go. This is great. Yeah, you don't enter like that, right? Same thing. Like this is why I was saying this is going to be a kind of a good analysis, because now we went back here again. This candle is hard for it to form because it needs to close. That's why it doesn't want to show this. If I did it like in an animation, I mean, it'd print out for you. But regardless, this candle's up here and it's filling the wick. You can see the wick right here. Every time I run my mouse over catching it, but the wick runs it all the way up to 89,700 range. So it's faking you out is what's happening. We need this 1 hour candle to actually close up here and not give up. Because if it closes up there, then this indicator will keep the energy for you. So let's go back into the 5 minute. That's why we're holding right now. It's because that bigger time frame. Plus the other thing is you do have some energy burn. But those are always harder to read. Those are kind of useless indicators to a point. You are getting nice push on the 15 minute. And now you're saying, well, can we get this closed on the 15 minute? I'm going to go ahead and play this one out. And the next 15 minute, obviously you saw it print and then snap down. Well, that's a whole 15 minute candle. Let's go down to the 5 and look what happened during that. So we were watching this candle and we were getting excited, but we wanted to close. Well, at this point, it's 8:25. We need to have the 1 hour close up there at that point to show us that we could keep running. We need the wind in our sails. The wind is not in the energy of the trade at the beginning of the day. Now, if the wind was there, if the energy was already pushing here, what I'm talking about wouldn't matter as much, but then you'd also see that right up here as well. The structure would have already given it to you. That's why we do the math on all these triggers. These triggers are going to tell you if there's energy that's based off this last 24 hours of why this is going to run. There's a little more to it than what I'm explaining, but I'm not going to get into it just for sake of boring you out in the video explaining it. But there's energy on these levels for trigger. There's expansion levels. It wants to move away from these levels. It's going to pick one or the other. You can see how it came down through here with vengeance. It came down with a lot of energy very quickly. But if you threw a short on, you'd have been frustrated again, because the market isn't really actually calling for this yet, right? The overall energy in the last 24 hours is telling you no, it wants to push up. Even though you're looking at this indicator saying, hey, but the high time frames want to go down, I'm just going to take a short here now. That's why you can't just use indicators to trade. The overall energy, when you're really reading the levels, we call it our phase 2, our phase 1, phase 2. This is what's happening is our phase 2 math is looking at 4 key areas. Now, I'm not going to go into them a whole lot here, but there's 4 key areas that actually get ran through the equation on the support and resistance and says, hey, what's likely is this going to break out, up or down? It's already saying, well, based on the last 24 hours, this is more likely to at least break out and test that upper area. So it's telling us it wants to go up. So we already understand, like, you know what, we got to, but the wind is over here. That's what this is. This is the wind. We call it the HUD. So the HUD is giving us the, I'm not going to help push you. There's no wind in your sails right now. Yes, I hear you want to go up based on the history and the mathematical equation of the last 24 hours, but we're not going to give that to you. So really, as a trader, you're really kind of saying, you know what, whoa. I'm just going to wait. Let's wait. Either I'm going to get the setup or not get the setup. So the setup, I need to see my 1 hour confirm this. Well, what's going to help me confirm that? Well, I need to get above my 21, because remember I was talking about if you're below both of these, you're bearish. That's why the 1 hour is bearish. If I go out to the 4 hour, you're going to see the same structure. It's bearish. And the daily, it's in the same structure. It's bearish. So if we're going to truly get a push up on our little time of window, because we're really trading the 15-minute, I'm just showing you these bigger time frames to help you understand where's the wind coming from. The wind comes from the bigger time frames. They're the ones that are going to help push the market up or down. And based on this last energy, it needs to show that it already is telling us it wants to go up, I guess. Just stop going into that area. But now you're going, okay, well, I'm just going to have to sit and hold. I waited. I didn't get the close. I really want to see this 1 hour. Maybe this 1 hour will come back up because we're in at 8:45. Maybe this will come back. Nope. And now it's breaking down. Now it's at 9 o'clock. Continue to be patient in this. Everything is showing me the negative bear news. But the overall market told me it's going to break up today. So really, I'm not going to take a short either because I'm going to probably more than likely it could just be a chop day in the end. The market said it wanted to go up. My HUD indicators basically said it wanted to go down. That's 50-50. In the end, it's probably just going to trade to the middle and maybe just go sideways the rest of the day. After this kind of stuff happens and this happens, maybe you just take a clear trade. Now, what I'm going to watch for, though, is I'm watching for this 1 hour to close above its 21, and it's going to tell me in here during that time, because right now we're at the right here is we waited at the 9 o'clock. Here's 9:15. Now we're at 9:30, and here is the 9:45. So we know we have 15 minutes on that 1 hour candle. Guess what we saw right here? It happened, right? It's strong now too. The 15-minute has energy in it. The RSI has energy. And if you looked, I'm not going to go into this again. It feels like I'm stealing stuff from you or hiding stuff from you, but there's divergence that's happening right here. There's bullish divergence that kicked in on this rotation. The market said, I have energy now. I already told you I wanted to go bullish from the very beginning of the day. I have energy now. The longer time frame, the hour, is going to give me the win for me to push the chart up. That's what it's saying. But what candle are we on right now? The 9:45. We want the 1 hour to close and commit. We already seen it lose it once. Is it going to commit, or is it going to fall back into the middle again and trade sideways? We need the 1 hour to commit for us. So let's go ahead and give us the next 15-minute candle. Oh, didn't really go anywhere. It's spun sideways. This is actually good though, because we got the close. We're above the breakout area. We got above our 200, and is our 1 hour above our 21? Yes, it is. It's actually it's cheating now because it's giving you the full candle. But regardless, it's on it. Like you can see the wick there came down in it. If you go back into your 5 minute though, you see this sideways price action. This is the consolidation before the rip. The wind is getting to push it. It already told you it wanted to do it. Now it's giving you the commitment. And you're probably going to say, hey, I'm just going to jump in. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a limit order right around here and say, can you come and get me? I got the confirmation. My bigger time frames now are actually saying, yes, we can take this. And let's wait. I'm going to play out the 5 minute for you here. I'm going to be patient. There's my wick down. It came back and just hit my fill. I'm in the market. Now let's see if it comes down and takes me out. Right now the fear is like, oh man, now I got in and now it's going to break down. Well, look it's still telling me it can rip, right? This is still telling me it's going to rip. Boom. Now it's super strong again. The 15 minutes kicking strong. There's your 1 hour. Poof, there it goes again. It just took me out of the market. That was my target 3 that I had set. What did I call? Right into the daily resistance. I'm done for the day. Walking out. Got in at 10:25, 10:30. Whoa! By 10:35, 10 minutes, I am done. I mean, this is trading, guys. This is what trading's about. So now the guy that wants to sit in this longer, there's other targets, there's other ways you could have analyzed this using the triggers. I had it on here a minute ago. I got rid of it, but let's put it back for you all. There you go. There's your trigger 1. There's your trigger 2. There's your trigger 3. Right up through here. There's 2. There's 3. This was a nice day for the guy that, traded that way. You can see how it's consolidating again right on this area because it needed to break above that daily resistance. That was a hard target. For me, I'm not going to play the game because I name my different strategies. This would be considered a sniper strategy. Sniper trades means I usually take 1, 2, or 3 depending on the setup. In this case, we would have taken it to the daily resistance for the day, and that basically was the target 3. That's why it's set to where it's at. So that's my logic of what I'm going to go after. Now, someone else might have done this easy setup here and figured out targets. And regardless, you're already in the money on target 1 here. So you may have said, you know what, I'm going to move my stop up to this area. So no matter what, I'm going to keep this green in my pocket. So if that's the case, that's a smart idea. And you're still in the trade. You're still in the trade. And you're still in the trade. Because but you would have gained all that green. Like me, I put my target here and I'm out. But now, if you went to target 2, it's on the way for target 2, so you're pretty excited, right? Boom! It cleared right through target 2 and kept going, and just see you. Look what happened here. Like this is actually calling my name of what I call my stuff. The sniper long kicks in. You know what? I knew it was a sniper long from right here based on our system. Our system told us it was a sniper long right here. But the person that got in here, they're frustrated because they got in. That's why I drew this on here. Look at it. Went bam, bam. Kicked you out. And did you give up for the day? You put $100 on, you lost $100 in one candle. As fast as you blinked an eye, you were out. But then you turned around and came back and you put $200 in your pocket. This is a 3-to-1 trade. You lost 100. You would have made 300. You put 200 back in your pocket. That's a pretty good day. And if you were trading the way I'm talking about what we're watching right now, you'd be making a lot more. But that's up to you as a trader. Now, but the sad thing is by the time this is telling you on this kind of indication, look at the 4 hours kicking in now. So all that attitude of bear, 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 that's why the HUD indicator is not something you can really trade with. It's telling you the energy. Now you even have stronger wind in the sails. So this even has a stronger push. And let's see, it wicked up here and it took out your third target. You are topping out. It's showing exhaustion. Is this going to keep pushing? It's up to you, like how much you want to go. You are losing the energy now. You're already at what time of day here? Junk in my way, sorry. Right now it is 12 o'clock-ish. Yeah. Sorry, can't see my screen there. All right, so if anything, again, you would want to move your stop back down to here. If you didn't have your target all the way up here, let's move this up. So that would have been a 5-to-1. So you would have lost 100 here, made 400 here if that's how you traded it. Have a reason if you're going to do that kind of stuff, but that would have been great. Obviously, you would have turned around and came back down here. If you were running all the way up here and you saw this happen, make sure you gain all this green in your pocket. I know it's irritating to see it come down and go kind of run back up, and you're like, man, I could have made. No, you did make is what you need to think about it, right? So here we go. Let's go ahead and just keep playing this fun little game of fast forward through the price action today. And you're already stopped out if you were playing the next strategy. This would have where you would have pulled your stop tight to. It would have hit you and cleaned you out. That's standard. And so yeah, you would have either got the 3-to-1 or you would have got the 2-to-1. Either way, or targets. Target 2, target 3, or target 1. Myself, I'm in the middle because of the way my system analyzes it. Target 3 for me was right here. And then now you can see price action's actually failing. The 5-minute cross, it's 200. So you're done no matter what. This is a hard stop right here. I would always say that's your hard stop. So that's your exit. You're done 100%. All the other ways you could trade and protect yourself. But what's pretty crazy is you came in here and you put your hard stop here. And if it didn't hit you, you would have got hit out here. And it's all pretty much all in the same spot. I mean, you're like splitting hairs here, right? So either way, you're happy because it executed for you. And now you can see it'll actually bleed all out the rest of the day. Came all the way back down to pretty much entry. There fell back right into the mean. You can see how the energy's dying. But again, like I said, that doesn't really matter as much because you're outside of the energy for the day. And then let me go ahead and just take away this whole thing and look at it. See how it went flat. So there it is. Oops. Let's take a look at the day again real quick in the larger scale. Now I walked you through why and how and what we do. The only thing you don't have is all the little secret sauce of Cabrota.com and why we do the math. We've already figured a lot of this out. I just walked through how we actually look at the market every single day, and that's why we put these videos here to try to help you out. And you could have done this without any of the stuff that we are talking about because you could have used your 1 hour with your wind. The only thing that you would have missed out on is knowing that it had energy for the day. But you would have, if you had actually looked at your last 24 hours, you still could have set that up. If you backtest and practice this, you would see that for yourself. So that's about it, guys. I'll go ahead and let you go. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully this was a little bit more entertaining video for you. We showed you a little bit of behind the doors of what we do and why we do what we do. Yeah, like and subscribe, ask questions, interaction. If you do have questions, you know, we're willing to help out and talk to people. Information on what we do, we're not going to just hand out to anybody, but if somebody starts interacting and, you know, wants to find out more, we're more than willing to talk. But we're not going to just put it out in the public. It's not worth it for us. Just like most people that are in this space, they're the same way. That's why you see large tickets. Normally they have to put into this space to get information. I know one friend that trades like the same thing. They have some pretty good information on how to put data into the charts and analyze that data and find systems, and they're, you know, right around 3,200 or so for their stuff. So yeah, it's not cheap. But like I said, interaction is what we're looking for. So interaction is also what will help us help you. So, all right, guys, like and subscribe, hang out. Like I said, ask questions, and we will see you guys in the next recap after the weekend. Talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.